Take care.
Look at you, almost nodding off but still clinging to her. It's rare to see such a work-loving side of you, Xavier.
Is this love? I don't think I feel any.
Then, is it hate?
No, both hate and love require energy. I don't think I look like I'm putting energy into this job.
What would you be like when you put in energy then?
I talk more, like now.
64, 65, 66... You waved your hand 66 times in a row. Aren't you getting tired?
This is my low power mode. Waving my hand is just a preset standby pose. It's not very energy consuming.
If I get caught slacking off during work, I'll have fewer dried fishy treats.
Zoning out is also a strategy. Only by storing enough energy can one be primed for action when needed. Have you finished your work for today, Chief Caretaker? I'm ready to log off with you.
You look so much like a lucky cat.
I suddenly realize why they say gold is earned through sweat. With all that effort put in, earning wealth is well deserved.
Let me see what goodies you've earned today. Cuddles, scratches, and provocations.
No provocations. It was a misunderstanding. I just wanted that cat not to sit behind me.
Why couldn't it sit behind you?
It would block my view of your live cat food cooking show.
So, how's the quality of this batch, Snack Quality Inspector?
Everything's good. Fancy a bite?
Why does it feel no different from the cookies I had before?
This one has a richer, milky flavor.
How could it be? Aren't they all super duper milky flavored?
The previous one was super milky.
What a mystery.
Are you talking about the flavors of these cookies?
I'm talking about a weird thing that catch your eye.
Another plate of spicy boiled beef. Yeah, make it extra spicy.
Xavier, wake up. Your snack bag is empty.
What's empty?
That's a textbook example of waking up from a nightmare. Here's your snack bag. Look, everything's gone.
Some cats did it. Give me 10 minutes, and I'll have the suspect cat apprehended.
What's gone is gone. It's unfortunate, but the cats can't make it up to you.
Then the chief caretaker should be responsible for this.
Why are you eating in such a high place?
It allows me to see any hostile actions clearly.
Don't worry, I just fed the cats. They won't snatch your snacks.
A certain cat's appetite is 5 times that of a normal cat.
What are you talking about now?
The black cat with white paws eats twice a day, while the white cat with the black paws eats 6 times a day. So I'm thinking that some cats might be full easily, but there are some cats that can never be satisfied.
First of all, the white-pawed cat is called Snow, and the black-pawed cat is called Sooty. It's about time you remembered their names. Now, I do agree with your thought because Sudi seems ready to ambush you. What are you looking for? You seem to be having some trouble. Are you stuck? You need a hand?
I'm just trying to move it over there for some sunbathing.
Alright, you got this. I'll see if there's anything else that needs to be done.
Hold on.
What is it?
I'm stuck. Come out.
Who are you talking to?
You probably don't want to know.
Don't tell me it's a cockroach or a rat.
Not that scary.
Wait, do you smell something weird?
It's the robot vacuum. It seems that a pack of wet treats has been smeared all over this corner.
Where are you trying to crawl into?
A cat kicked a fur ball in there.
Who did this? They should get their fur ball out on themselves.
It's a bit out of reach for the cat to get to.
But it's a bit tight for you to squeeze in there.
How about you get me a cat teaser?
Are you talking about the pink fur ball, Xavier?
Mm-hmm.
It's rolling out from the other side of the bed.
The earth is round indeed. Are you curious about the world behind the door?
Is that so obvious?
It's not like you've ever tried to hide it.
Then, can I go in and take a look?
I'm afraid not. There's a secret of the cats hidden here, and we agreed to keep it from the humans.
You're actually siding with the cats against me? My heart is broken.
So, wait for me to get back to normal, and then I'll spill the beans.
Xavier, is the fur on your tail matted?
Even the cutest things have their troublesome sides.
Let me get you a detangling spray. What scent do you want?
Winter sweet.
Didn't you pick rose last time? You sure are quick in changing your preferences.
Actually, I'm fine with anything. Just pick the one you're standing next to. That's enough exercise for the day.
You can't be talking about you shaking your head a few times just now, can you?
I've also moved my limbs and walked around several times.
Why do I feel like you've become even lazier after turning into a cat?
Laziness is just a front, even though my body doesn't move much. My heart keeps beating.
If it stops, there will be a big trouble. As the sunset's glow is extinguished, the late autumn breeze sweeps the last traces of sunlight into Xavier's home. Xavier sits motionless next to a large floor-to-ceiling window, with a pot of catnip in front of him and his big tail resting quietly nearby. He can sleep while sitting like that? Classic Xavier. Planning a playful scare, I tiptoe toward him, but just as I'm about to pounce, Xavier turns and embraces me. You're awake? Were you just pretending to sleep?
I heard someone plotting mischief and decided to play along. Would you like to try my latest beverage? Sparkling water with ice mint.
It looks quite nice. Seeing how I'm inspecting the drink yet have no intention of taking a sip, Xavier's big tail droops.
It's delicious.
Alright, I'll try it. I lean in to sniff the cup's rim. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch a slightly expectant look. I brace myself and take a gulp.
Does that mean you like it?
It's refreshingly sweet and not too heavy. Tasty. Xavier nods calmly. His tail and the corners of his mouth curl up subtly. Then, my gaze lands on his flushed forehead. Why is your forehead red?
I might have bumped it while sleeping somewhere.
Lately, you seem to fall asleep on the spot, even while drinking water.
It doesn't stop me from staying hydrated, though.
This cat curse is really hard on you, though your fluffy cat ears and tail are quite fun. Is there a way to appease these cats and lift the curse sooner?
Should we start devising a strategy for the cats, given your knack for planning?
I've been thinking about it. Mimicking my pose, Xavier rests his chin on his hand, his tail occasionally sweeping over my knee.
You're doing a great job as the chief caretaker. The cats all seem to like you. Maybe we just need to keep things as they are for now.
Xavier slowly blinks, taking a moment to gather his thoughts before speaking.
If sitting here isn't giving you any ideas, how about lying down for a bit?
If I lie down with you, I'll be off to dreamland in no time. Nevertheless, I join Xavier on the sofa by the catnip.
I'm not a real cat, so I don't know how to make them happy. But I'm sure any creature fond of sleep would appreciate a comfy den.
What would make a den comfy? A warm, soft cat bed, an easily accessible scratching post, and catnip ready to be chewed?
All of those sound great. Anything works, really.
Xavier's tail rests over him like a little blanket, faithfully covering its sleepy owner's belly. As I ponder, I gently stroke his tail fur back and forth with my fingers. Not sure if they'll work, but it's worth a shot, right? There's a pet care consultancy near the cafe, with a pet supply store next to it. Let's go check them out sometime.
Huh? Why do we need to go to a pet health consultancy?
The kitties might just need a cozier den, but a big cat that's always sleeping makes me worried.
Sleeping is not the issue. But if you keep messing with my tail, its shedding might be.
I look down to find his fluffy big tail has lost quite some fur from my playing. Now it's a messy and thin blanket. Taking advantage of a moment of leisure at the cafe, Xavier and I walk to a nearby pet care consultancy. As soon as Xavier enters the building, a horde of kitties pounce at him, probably sensing a fellow kitty. Leave me alone. There really is no food here. And stop pulling the tail.
It's good for you to provide voiceovers, but it'd be even better to help me handle some of these kitties.
With his cat ears drooping, Xavier is surrounded by kitties. I wipe off my amused smile and shake a pack of freeze-dried treats. Look, kitties! I have treats!
Oh, how did the consultation go?
It's pretty much what they say online. Cats might sleep more because of the weather or underlying health issues. But for you?
It's another story. Can the diligent caretaker finally relax about me now?
I evenly distribute the remaining freeze-dried treats to each kitty that comes over, and Xavier pokes a few of them on the nose.
I'm far healthier than them. Unlike this one, drinking too little water, or that one, eating too fast.
Eating too quickly can lead to an upset stomach, and not drinking enough water can cause health issues.
Already a professional caretaker, huh?
Well, you know the drill with the cafe kitties. It's a daily challenge to get them to drink. Xavier turned to glance at the pet health consultancy sign and then back at me with a flick of his ears.
Maybe we'll learn some scientific methods here that will encourage cats to drink.
You're right. I've been too caught up to think about that.
A pinch of calcium powder, a pump of fish oil.
And then we add half a spoonful of crushed catnip. Under the guidance of an instructor, we successfully prepare 2 refreshing, healthy cat drinks. It's actually simple, kind of like the mint water you made before. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
If catnip is for cats, then what do we call mint for humans?
Just mint.
I can't believe it's not working.
Xavier looks at me, casually picks up a few dried cat grass sticks, and in the blink of an eye, ties them into a messy kitty head.
See? Both of you have the same speechless expression.
I squint at the cat grass head, trying to discern any expression on it. Okay, if you say so.
There are dried catgrass sticks at the cafe. We stored them away because customers kept tripping on them. Should we repurpose them?
If they pick up our scent, maybe the kitties will like us a little more. Since we already made the catnip water, it wouldn't hurt to put in the extra effort. Let's give it a try. First, show me how to make one of those cat heads.
First, you need to pick out catgrass with just the right firmness.
Xavier hands me a few catgrass and starts to go through the steps. However, why is it so hard to make the cat ears? They just unravel every time I think I've got them right.
You handled my tail with such vigor, and now you're so careful with these?
Seriously, this catgrass is putting up more of a fight than your tail.
Try tying it a bit tighter, like this.
Xavier moves to my side, holding my hands in his, and patiently helps me reshape the stubborn catgrass.
Don't worry. The dried catgrass is pretty resilient. It won't snap.
After several more tries under Xavier's guidance, I finally get the hang of it, and can easily make a cat head. Just as I'm about to capture our handiwork with a photo, a group of kitties charges at us, scattering the neatly tied catgrass heads all over.
Let's just give these to them, and we can make more back home.
Xavier stops me with a serious look and comforts me with a pat on my shoulder.
They're so tough. Nothing can beat them except for freeze-dried treats.
As I recall how Xavier was warmed by the cats earlier, I'm struck by the chaotic charm of it all. I wonder if keeping all these kitties at home is more of a joy or a chore. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice Xavier's ears twitch, like little antennas picking up a crucial signal.
That depends on whether you like them or not. For most people, it's probably a happy chore. It's like how you fuss over my shedding tail, but can't get enough of it.
Can't get enough of it?
Am I wrong?
Why does it feel like your tail is just stuck to me?
Should we ask it then?
Xavier and I exchange a glance, then we look at his tail at the same time. The tail brushes away the kitty trying to play with it and curls into a cheerful loop that grazes my leg.
I stand corrected. It said you were right. This is a very honest tale.
In the afternoon, Xavier and I walk side by side, strolling through a one-stop pet supply store. From cat beds to cat trees and litter boxes made from wood, cotton, and wool felt, there's something for every pet here. Xavier, see that litter box with a tiny entrance? Is it designed to protect the privacy of cats?
It's more about safety. A confined space can make cats feel more secure.
That makes sense, but I wonder why I thought about a few weird things. That cat bed over there is quite a hit with kitties. Doesn't it look like a tiny silver planet?
The center is soft, ideal for comfort, while the wool felt exterior helps them keep their claws sharp. It's practical and stylish.
What a professional analysis.
Should we get one?
Seeing me nod in satisfaction, Xavier places the chosen cat bed into our shopping cart. Did you just sneak a feel of that wool felt?
Just doing a quality check.
Ever seen a kid bury their hand in the rice at the supermarket? You two would get along. As we continue looking around, a wooden cat table that accommodates both humans and cats catches my eye. Intrigued by the various holes in it, I step forward to carefully read through a detailed brochure that explains its design philosophy. This would be perfect for the cafe, don't you think? Xavier?
Come here.
After scanning my surroundings, I follow the sound to find Xavier behind a cat tree, confronting an unfamiliar kitty. He's holding a cat wand used for demos, seemingly trying to lure the kitty.
Stay put. Look over here.
Uninterested, the kitty ignores him and dashes straight toward me. Xavier quickly grabs it by its scruff. A mighty two-legged beast bullying a tiny kitty!
This piece of news will shake the cat world. This little kitty has been shadowing you for a while now.
Me? The kitty struggles in Xavier's hands, trying to pounce at my backpack. I realized something and pull out a couple of pet biscuits I had casually put in my bag earlier. Your nose is as good as your appetite. Here, take it as a reward.
You got what you wanted. Now behave. It's wearing a collar. Seems like it wandered off on its own.
No wonder there's a temporary shelter for lost pets here. Turns out some little ones do get lost.
A black and white cat with a blue collar was found. If you are its owner, please come to the temporary shelter to retrieve your pet.
Watching the kitty excitedly play with the fur ball in the cage, I can't help but shake my head. Good thing cats don't understand human language. Broadcasted like this would be embarrassing for me.
For all we know, it could be thinking something like, "What a perfect day. I got a biscuit and a new toy."
Content, I pat our full shopping cart. It's a perfect day for me too. I got quite the haul. Are you thinking about how to arrange the new cat beds and cushions?
I don't think the cafe has enough space for everything. You'll probably end up stuffing the extras at my place for me to use. And to think, the first bed you ever bought me is actually for a cat.
During a work break, Xavier and I, laden with supplies, set out to give Meow's Cafe a quality upgrade. Next to the plant stand, I water the cat grass that was just planted, while Xavier quietly wipes the windows. 5 sprays for small pots, 8 for the big ones. Did I miss 3 sprays on that plant? I double back and aim at the overlooked pot of cat grass. Perfect! Watching the thriving cat grass I planted, I proudly turned to Xavier. We have to thank your gardening tips. Do you want to taste the fruits of our labor?
I probably shouldn't eat cat grass. Besides, your hard work made mine seem pointless.
I follow Xavier's gaze and see the freshly cleaned window now speckled with water from my spraying. Pass me the cloth, I've got this.
Hold on. Try this first.
The weight above me slightly shifts, and I look up to the floor-to-ceiling window in front of me. The clear glass now reflects the floral arrangement in the hair, and the extra artificial flowers along the plant stand's vine have disappeared. Slacking off while on the job, huh? But since the caretaker is very pleased, she'll let you off the hook. Go ahead, slack off as much as you want.
If the caretaker is so pleased, can I push my luck a bit?
What else do you want? Let's hear it.
I'd like the caretaker to join me.
Well...
How about adding this?
Xavier tilts his head slightly, his fluffy cat ears twitching under the dappled sunlight. As I reach up, Xavier looks down, allowing me to play with his head to my heart's content. It feels nice to the touch. For this, I reward you with cleaning up the cat's den with me. I pull out a massive cat bed from a stack of boxes. Sweat trickles down my forehead. A cool touch brushes my face. I turn to see Xavier behind me with a mint drink.
I already unpacked everything else. What about a break?
How are you so composed? almost like a graceful butler serving his guests well.
So, are you satisfied with my service?
Noticing Xavier's teasing gaze, I grab the drink and sip it carefully. A moment later, I pretend to be hesitant as I nod in approval. Not bad, but I'd be even more pleased if you, Mr. Butler, would help me arrange these cushions on the cat tree.
I'd be happy to oblige.
4 large cat beds, 8 cushions. 1, 2, huh? Xavier, have you seen the cream-colored cat cushion anywhere? Xavier's cat ears unconsciously flatten. Leaning on the cat tree, he ponders for a moment with his brows furrowed before shaking his head.
I don't recall seeing it. Maybe a kitty hid it somewhere?
Was it a ragdoll named Xavier?
Well, it could be.
Could you please ask him to give it back?
In the cat world, if you leave your scent on something, it's yours. Since we both used this cushion, no other kitties can have it.
What a possessive big cat. The afternoon sunlight is perfect. Xavier and I, after working busy for a while, lie down on the cat bed with exhaustion, our heads resting on the missing cushion. Ever noticed you become not only sleepier but also clingier since you grew those cat ears and a tail? Sleepiness overtakes me, and as I slowly close my eyes, a satisfied purr seems to hum in my ears. Finally, after replacing all the cat beds and cushions in the cafe, the kitties are happier. However, there are occasional conflicts over territory. Xavier and I quickly adjust the spacing of the beds to cater to each cat's preferences, preventing the conflicts from escalating. As I rest behind the counter where he made catnip drinks, Xavier brings us 2 bowls of mint beverages and joins me.
It looks like they had fun. There's cat fur everywhere.
They're drinking a lot of catnip water. I guess we won't have to worry about their hydration anymore. Xavier picks up a bowl of beverage, but just as he's about to take a sip, he pauses to sniff it closely. What's wrong?
I can't tell which one is for me and which one is for the kitties.
Why did you use the same kind of bowls for them?
No worries. I'll do a taste test.
As Xavier moves to sip from the bowl, I quickly snatch it away and shove my bowl into his hands. Don't try that. Drink mine instead.
Oh,
After a brief rest, an orange tabby cat approaches, holding a promotional flyer for space travel in its mouth. I place the cat drink in front of it, but it only sniffs the bowl and keeps its paws on the flyer. Is it trying to tell us something, Auto Manager?
Coming! Uh-huh. It says it wants a drink that looks like the one in the picture.
But that's just a glass bowl. It's not really catnip water. How do we explain the universe and nebula to a cat?
Let me look at that flyer.
Are we really going to make something like this?
A silver transparent spaceship with a twinkling nebula.
We could use a glass bowl for the spaceship, but what about the wings and nebula?
The catnip you've planted might just come in handy.
Before I can continue, Xavier picks some fresh catnip from a nearby flower pot.
Add a ring and wings to the bowl. Here we go.
Now it's starting to look like a spaceship. Seems letting you make cat heads before was such a waste of your talents.
As for the nebula,
maybe the freeze-dried flakes could be enough. I set the custom-made drink next to the orange tabby and hold up some freeze-dried fish flakes. The cat sniffs and returns to its original spot, eagerly pawing at a light spot on the ground.
I have an idea.
Under the orange tabby's expectant gaze, Xavier picks up the drink and waves. A burst of light appears in the semi-transparent bowl. As the cat happily chases the light in the bowl while drinking from it, I grab Xavier's hand and examine it in confusion. I thought that cat curse took your evil away.
It seems to be slowly coming back.
With your evil returning, will those cat ears and tail soon disappear? With wistfulness, I stroke Xavier's fluffy tail, my peripheral vision catching the cat chasing the light. Kitty, Xavier, you always know what a cat thinks about.
Let me guess. What's the caretaker thinking with that regretful look?
Xavier pulls his tail from my hand. He slowly brushes it against my cheek and neck.
Is it the tail or the ears?
With several rounds of catnip drinks, the kitties in the cafe play until they're tired and then begin to rest. According to Auto Manager, we finally won over our feline friends, and our gigs here will be over soon. Xavier and I clean up the last remnants of today's chaos. Why is there so much cat hair everywhere? Is it shedding season already?
As far as I know, cats shed twice a year, and each period lasts 6 months.
This is going to take forever.
Want to switch tasks? You can tackle the yarn balls instead.
No thanks. I'd probably end up cutting them. Next to the cat tree, I secretly observe Xavier's reflection in the window while holding a lint roller. This might be my last night with Xavier the big cat. I grab a handful of soft cat fur, wrap it around the cotton toy, and gently squeeze it. Just as I thought, this doesn't feel nearly as good as a real cat ears and tail.
Getting into arts and crafts now?
Embarrassed, I hide the toy. Xavier glances back, his tail slowly lifting.
Hold on a second.
The lights above us go out one by one. In the dim room, Xavier and I lie side by side on the cat bed. Toys, blankets, and pillows are scattered around us.
This blanket feels almost as soft as my tail. And this toy,
It's like squeezing your cat ears.
squeezing these when you're stressed can really help.
So, did you also sneak some shopping in the store that day? Aside from catching the kitty?
You couldn't hide your longing for my ears and tail. And when the cat curse is finally lifted, you'll miss them, won't you? I knew it.
I follow Xavier's gaze and see a mischievous kitty excitedly playing with the cat ear toy I just made. I'll miss more than just your cat ears and tail.
Oh? Like what?
I'll miss the Xavier who can't hide his feelings, and the Xavier who has endless hours to waste with me. As my voice fades, Xavier grabs my fidgeting hand and helps me to stand up.
Then let's make the most of this cat curse and waste even more time together.
Where did you find that bell?
It's this kitty's.
I look down at the lively kitty Xavier is holding. The same one that was secretly playing with my cat ear toy.
It's getting late. The noise might disturb the neighbors, so I'll hold on to it for now.
Are we taking the cat for a walk? It seems pretty good at it.
It's been trying to escape outside a lot lately. Unless we tire it out, the other kitties won't get any sleep tonight. But that's not the main goal here.
Xavier slowly approaches me. He places the cat leash and bell in my hand. Are you suggesting I walk both a big cat and a small one?
The sun is gone, but the stars are twinkling tonight. Why don't we go starbathe together?